Alright, we're back. Now, let's finish up our penne pasta and Italian sausage. As you can see, I've got some water boiling here for our pasta. I swapped my sauce around, put it over on the smaller eye over here, because this one boils a lot faster. What we're going to do, and I like to do, my pasta I like to do al dente. I don't know if you're familiar with al dente, but al dente is Italian for to the tooth. It has a little bit of bite. It's not mushy at all. Plus, whenever we put everything together, you know, your pasta continues to cook even after you pull it off the stove. Just like anything, it's going to continue to cook. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. This box calls for 7 minutes for al dente. So I'm going to go ahead and set the timer over here for 7 minutes. And then we'll pop our 1 pound box of penne pasta in that boiling water there. Okay. And I always like to stir my pasta around, because if you'll ever notice, it will stick a little bit when you first boil it, put it in there. And pasta, and I know a lot of people boil pasta, and I don't want to preach to you about boiling pasta, but it needs to just boil at a rapid boil. There's no sense in cutting it down. It's not like rice where you put your 2-to-1 ratio and you turn it all the way down. You want it to boil and boil consistently for the time you have there. And pasta, it doesn't matter how much water you got. Just you want enough to cover your pasta and get a pretty good bit above it. Okay. While we were away, I went ahead and pulled my Italian sausage out, and I thought to myself, I was trying to slip one in on y'all, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is Italian sausage, but it's deer Italian sausage. Okay? A good friend of mine, David, he killed a deer, killed a button buck, and he asked me to help him out, process it, make it into some sausage. So we did. And he gave me a couple packs of it. So what we have here, and let me tell you, I tasted a piece of it. You cannot tell the difference. You would not know that this is deer. You'll think it's pork. And the reason is because I run the right ratio of pork fat to deer meat. So, yes, this is Italian sausage. It's deer Italian sausage. Something I have for my personal stash here, and man, is it good, and it's going to be perfect for this. So what we're going to do is you want to cut this, and you can see I've already cut some of it. You want to cut this about a 1/2 inch, about like that. Cut that about a 1/2 inch there. Some of them a little bit smaller, but you want to stay about in that 1/2 inch round. And let's do that. Got that, and with that. Okay. The reason why you want to stay about a 1/2 inch is because sausage, any kind of sausage, Italian sausage, smoked sausage, whatever kind of sausage you're working with, what'll happen if you cut it too small, it'll dry out, and you don't want that. You want big enough piece where it doesn't just, you don't have enough fat in there where it pulls the moisture out, and especially on something like deer. But like I said, we got the ratio right on this one. So what we're going to do, while that pasta's boiling, we got 4 minutes left on it. We're going to go ahead and throw this over in our penne pasta, in our sauce, and just let it get hot. Because it's already cooked. Now I did say earlier, you can, undercook it when you're baking it and then let it finish cooking in the sauce, but that wasn't necessary here. With the time, and everything, making a film, we didn't have to worry about that. We had time to cook it all the way. Okay. Now, one thing I like to do, and this is purely optional, I know not everybody likes olives, but I like to put, and I get just a can of sliced California black olives, a little small can of it there, and I like black olives in that. Now, if you do like black olives, and you got access to them, if you can get some good Kalamata or some good cured Greek black olives, those would be great in there. Like I say, I usually just go with the sliced black olives. They're easy, but I love those calamatas. Any of those Greek black olives, it'd be great in there. You might have to slice them yourself. Usually the calamatas, you can get those unpitted, so they're real easy to slice. Okay, got just a couple of minutes here, less than 3 minutes on our pasta. Everything's in there. This is all done. It's hot. It's been cooking probably 20 minutes tops. Let's go back through it one more time. We started out, we put our Italian sausage in the oven 10-12 minutes. If it's not cooked all the way, you can let it cook in there. Okay? And we came in with our diced Italian style tomatoes, 14.5 ounce can. We got 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, and I used 2 Roma tomatoes. And I pureed those in a blender, or excuse me, in a food processor, but you can do them in a blender. And we'll put all that in there. We'll put our seasoning. We got a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We've got a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, a 1/2 teaspoon of basil, and remember the basil is to cut some of the acidity out of the fresh tomatoes we use. And we've got a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. Okay. And it doesn't need any more seasoning at all. It is perfect. I can smell it. It smells like, to me, reminds me of some old Italian woman that just went out to her garden, picked some fresh tomatoes that she grew herself, and she got out there and tilled that garden and tilled it up. And she got down there and she planted those tomato trees, and those tomatoes were done. She got in there and she boiled them up. She made a big old pot of Sunday gravy or some other sauce she made, and that's, to me, when you use those fresh tomatoes, that's what it smells like. And Romas are perfect for a sauce. And the reason why is because Romas don't have a lot of seeds. The variety of tomato that they are, and